So students, let us discuss about Newton's second law of motion. So what is Newton's second law of motion? That is equal to F is equal to ma, right? So what is F here? F is the force applied on a body, and what is the SI unit of force? That is Newton. And m is equal to mass of the body, right? So m is here mass of the body, that is expressed in kilograms. And a is acceleration that is produced in a body, and where it is measured in meter per second square, right? So these are the SI unit of force, mass or acceleration. So Newton's second law is force is equal to mass into acceleration. Let us see mathematically how we can prove it. Let us take an example. Firstly, we consider ball having some mass, right, m, or having initial velocity, that is u, and this is the initial velocity. If the force of magnitude F is applied on it, so for the time here is t, then ball will move from this position to this position, right? So ball moves from this position to this position with an acceleration a. A will be the acceleration here. So in the time period t, the ball accelerates with the final velocity, that is v. Okay. P1 be the initial momentum and P2 be the final momentum of the ball. Okay. So I hope this is understood by all of you. So there is a ball which having mass m, right? We consider it m. So you know the initial velocity from where the ball is, and after that it will push by any force, and it will reach to a point somehow, and the velocity changes, that is v. It will be final velocity. Here is some acceleration because velocity is changing, so there is change in acceleration, so that will be denoted by a having some time t. So p will be the initial momentum, p1 with the initial momentum, and p2 with the final momentum, you can say, right? So let us more discuss how we can prove it. So we all of know that what is momentum. Momentum is denoted by p, and what is p? It is equal to mass into velocity, right? So here if we find out p1, so p1 is equal to mass into velocity. So mass m and velocity in this case is initial velocity, that is u, right? So p1 is equal to mu, and likewise p2 is equal to mv. Okay, mass into final velocity. So what we can say, if we have to find out a change in momentum, then we can write p2 minus p1, right? So we can write p2 minus p1 is equal to mv minus mu, right? And we take m common from this equation, so p2 minus p1 is equal to mv minus u. So this is change in momentum which we get. So what is rate of change of momentum in? So it is the rate of change of momentum is the ratio of change in momentum to the time. So it is with respect to the time. So p2 minus p1 divided by t. So divide this equation by t both sides. So the rate of change of momentum is So the rate of change of momentum is the ratio of change in momentum to the time, right? So we get P2 minus P1 divided by T is equal to M into V minus U divided by T, right? So Newton's second law of motion says that rate of change of momentum that we have just find out here, P2 minus P1 divided by T is directly proportional to F, right? So rate of change of momentum with respect rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied to an body. So we just prove it. P2 minus P1 divided by T is equal to mv minus u divided by T, likewise, right? So we can write force is also proportional to m into v minus u divided by T. I hope this is understood by all of you, right? And we know what is acceleration. Acceleration is change in velocity, right? So acceleration is change in velocity, that is final minus initial v minus u divided by T. So what we can write this value, this is equal to a acceleration. So this is proved, or we can write F is directly proportional to ma, mass into acceleration. I hope this is clear to you. So we use a constant of proportionality K to equate this relation. So we can write F is equal to K M A.